Yeah. Step onto the playground, feel the energy.
All right. Welcome to the podcast playground where podcasters come to play. We are talking movies. We are talking Jacksonville. We are talking films that are made with a high level of skills. My guest today is Mr. 2K Carlos. What's up, sir?
Good, sir. How you doing?
All right, how you doing?
Man, I am great. Moving as always.
I see constantly.
Yes.
I see you with the director's chair out there.
I'm still trying to get used to that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Man, let me tell you, I give you credit because I thought about that probably 3 years ago. Chair never made it out of the trunk of the car. Look, I chickened out. I ain't gonna lie.
You can't win them all.
Yeah, I looked. I said, man, you know, I'm just gonna go home today. I'll try to get tomorrow.
Right.
Ooh, this is the most camera time I've had ever.
Right.
Because usually I'm on the opposite side of that. But with that being said, man, what inspired you to get into music videos, movies? I mean, you got the list.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. As far as like the movie side of things, I mean, just growing up watching movies, I always wondered how they made them. That was like one of my favorite mediums of entertainment was movies. And then I just grew into wanting to make one. And it took until 2006 to really step into that journey in high school. I was a senior in high school. That's why I bought my camera bought like one of them little cheap cameras at the time. Looked like one of them little Nokia cell phone videos back in the day. It looked terrible. I still got those videos. It looked terrible, but growing up, I always just wanted to make movies. I always wanted to make videos. And it's just something I've always inspired to do growing up. And then I finally stepped into it, like I said, at 18. And started shooting videos, practicing, just learning the craft of things. And then I think I didn't start taking it real seriously until like 2009 or something like that, 2010. That's when I started taking it more seriously. And then I just kept building the craft from there. So that's like the brief of the story.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, you was out there running.
Oh, yeah. I took it ran with it, you know what I mean? But little did I know I'd still be doing this today.
Well, I can tell you, with all the accolades and stuff that I noticed, like the award that you got, all the time you put in the field itself to get to that point.
Yes, sir.
Is commendable.
Appreciate it.
And the industry itself recognizes it because otherwise you couldn't get the award.
Right.
So, I mean, what kind of stirred you into? Because I know you were behind the camera first, because like a good host, I did my research. I went back 6 years.
Wow. Okay, I'll take it.
Because hey, you can't know where a person came from,
right,
until you see where they're at.
Right, exactly.
So I went back to see where you were 6 years prior to today, and you just kept working and everything just got better. And I commend you because it takes dedication and work, and you did both of those.
Yes, sir.
So what made you get from behind the camera sometimes to produce?
Well, to be honest with you, it wasn't until when I started, like back in, like I said, when I started everything, I started off doing and just giving you some more context behind it. I started off doing the music videos, the highlight videos. I used to go to clubs and skate stages. I used to just make videos, but it wasn't until 2012 when I finally, and I was making excuses back then of why I didn't make movies. Like I just kept saying I didn't have time to do them. And then it took one of my friends to tell me, just make time for it. He simply just said those words, and that's what made me do it. Yeah. I was like, you know what? Okay, why not? And so in 2012, that's when I wrote my first movie, and I cringe at it now, but for the time, I mean, we all cringe at the old word. That's what.
Oh yeah.
But it took me to 2012 to write my first film. It was supposed to be a short film. Well, no, I'm sorry, I did my first short film in 2009. I'm sorry, but 2012 was when I did it was supposed to be a short film, and then it ended up turning into a feature. And then we just kept shooting and kept growing on that project, and then it just turned into something crazy. And I'm like, you know what? I actually enjoy making movies. It took me 6-7 years after I started shooting videos to do a movie for the first time. And when I did that, I just ran with it from there.
Well, I tell you what, you ain't stopped, because shit, looking at these movies that you've been putting out lately, and even even though you go 3 years beyond after the 6 years, you go 3 years after that,
Right.
you just see that progression of just like this man on the grind.
Yes, sir.
He stepped his game up here. How they say, started from the bottom now here.
Yeah, you know it. you know it.
You literally said, okay, look, I'm taking my lumps here, but I'm growing. I'm constantly growing.
Yeah.
And you was like, shit, I would like to thank you all tonight.
You know, I've been saying this silly joke, and my lady be like, I want to thank all my fans. I mean, I be joking though.
Right.
I don't be dead serious because people don't know I don't talk like that.
But I mean, at the end of the day, you put in that work. You had the mentors and the backing behind the way that made you want to keep going.
Absolutely.
And look at where you at now. You are rocking another film, a sequel.
Yes, sir.
You are rocking a sequel.
A whole nother one, yeah.
I mean, people want more. And you're giving it to them.
Yes, sir.
You want to tell them a little bit about it?
Yeah, so, 2 years back, we did the first feature soul movie. That was, prior to that, we just finished the Soul Hood Saga series. did 6 installments there. And then, after I finished the Soul Hood Saga series, because that was one thing I was well known for was that series because I did that many of them. But when I did Future Soul, it was something different for me. It was my first time getting into the sci-fi realm of filmmaking. Like I wanted to do something outside of my normal comfort zone because I was doing the action films and drama stuff. And I was like, let me do something different. So, but the inspiration of that movie was my sister. She had passed away in 2020, and as a character based on her. And, I've always felt like I wanted to make something to honor my sister. So the story revolves around that character in a sense. Mm-hmm. So, but it turned into something even bigger. It turned into like a beautiful story. It turned into like a bigger plot point. Like I took that idea and like grew with it. And then and it turned out to be a really good thing for me. Like it's actually one of my favorite projects that I've done, since the solo and stuff. And then now I went with the intention of wanting to continue that story. I didn't want to make just one film. I wrote it with the intention of continuing that storyline. So now we're here on part 2. This is after the grant comes up. This is after the Rise of Star Wars. So now everything is in a bigger plateau now. So everything is on a bigger place. Now, obviously, I can't do this by myself. Now, back then I used to try to do everything myself, but
I'm gonna ask you.
But you already know, look, if you see me, you're gonna see the Michael Carter, you're gonna see Jerry Ashwood, Kakia Mar, and then we got a couple of new people on the team. It's Dana, Michelle Ma, we got my friend Renee James, Guy Savage. So we got a whole squad for this project now. So because you can only do so much by yourself, and then it gets overwhelming when you try to do everything by yourself. You cannot do your best.
But you can't play all roles. You can't be a gaffer, a sound technician, the cameraman, and the producer yelling cut all at the same time.
You can't. It's impossible. Like you can try, but you're not gonna be able to do your best work. It's just impossible. Like because it's so many moving elements of a film, and so many variables to a film being successful. So if you don't have a team behind it, you cannot do. You can't put out a film as intended. You get what I'm saying? You have to cut corners. You got to shoot it a different way, or you got to set it up a different way just to make something happen. But nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to sacrifice
quality,
the story, the quality because of a lack of a team. So, it's very, very instrumental to a success of a film.
Well, like I said, the team you built and the teams you've been working with, kudos to them and kudos to you for putting them together because, like I said, looking at the progression, just the progression and all the way up to the award.
Oh, yeah.
Speaks volumes.
Yes, sir.
For somebody that is, you're not Tyler Perry,
mm-hmm.
but you build a village like Tyler Perry.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So in essence, you're just like Tyler Perry.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been like saying that to me in the sense like, man, you like the Tyler Perry Duval. Like people say that to me all the time. But
because you got to think about it.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your team.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you try to run all those roles in a movie, you've been doing this longer than me. You know the success rate is not high.
Yeah.
Something somewhere is going to lack.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you try, something somewhere is going to lack. You need people.
I recommend it to anybody. Like, because like I remember like, going from my very first movie, like when I did my very first movie, it's the experimental side. Like I pretty much did everything myself, but of course it's my first one, so you can learn one way or another. But when you have a team, it just makes your life easier too. Like because at the end of the day, especially when you have those scenes where you got a lot of people on set, even the extras and things like that, you got so many things happening that you need people to cover bits and pieces. But this is, but then if you think about the industry side of filmmaking, if you look at the film credits, it's so many.
Man, that thing read like a novel.
Oh my gosh, it's a whole nother book when you read the movie credits.
You know what? I ain't gonna even lie. At the end of that last movie, the Christmas movie, when I seen, I'm gonna say it backwards. When I seen White Jason on there,
White Jason. Oh my God!
When I seen White Jason name on there,
Boy,
look at here. Started from the bottom. I'm here.
Oh my God! But you know what? No, but you know what's so cool though? You know what's so cool about the independent filmmaking life though? It's just like because like we have a minimal crew compared to Hollywood, but we still produce great content. Like
you do
and great films. Like we still have. Because of the passion we have behind it. So we're going to do what we got to do to make a great story and a great film, like to the best of our abilities. So it's like, but yeah, we see Hollywood. But and then another thing about so there's a couple of things about the industry things or whatever. So every time I watch a movie, when anybody asks what I think about a movie, I always have two opinions. One is a fan and one is a filmmaker. It is what it is. I'm always gonna, you're
gonna look at both sides.
Yeah, you're gonna get both opinions. I can't help it. I mean, I think it's a filmmaker thing we all deal with, but it's just one of those things. Yeah.
I guess I'm just from the world of blunt.
Right?
Don't ask me if you don't want the truth. It's like a store. If you say how this look, it's fucked up.
But you better say it. But you gotta say it now though, versus later. Yeah.
I'd rather tell you the truth now.
Yeah.
Than the people that are going to kiss up to you and tell you what you want to hear. And then you find out that what somebody else said was just the truth. Mm-hmm. Because in my life so far, I've learned there's the people who tell you what you want to hear. Yeah. The people that you need to tell you the truth. Yeah. I'd rather the people that need to tell me the truth because they got nothing to lose.
Yep.
And I only have the knowledge to gain from them telling me that truth.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
But if you've seen somebody today wanting to get into this industry, mm-hmm. like let's say they're fresh out of college, they're around that 18 age, and they're wanting to get into this, what would you tell them?
Keep practicing. That's the one thing, and I still do it to this day. Like you got to keep practicing your craft. Like even if you take a day off and just film something and edit, because the one thing I will say before I say this is like, me being 18 and today's 18 is so different now.
Drastically different.
So, because technology, obviously, even though that was roughly 20 years ago for me, the technology is
that's longer for me.
But, no, I wasn't trying to say it like that. But,
no, I was thinking, look, you made me flash back to the Panasonic camcorder. Yep.
Oh my God! But I even remember one of the cameras I had back in the day. I had the mini DV tapes, the mini DVD on there, and then you have to dump it in real time. It was.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, my first Sony camera had 3 1/4 disc in it.
I believe it. I'm sorry. But I'll research all that. But no, my biggest advice is to keep practicing your craft. Like anyone that knows Michael Carty, if it's anybody that practices the craft, it was definitely Michael Carty. Like the Christmas film we did, mm-hmm. that was it felt so to us it's practice, but we still gonna do what we can. We still do our best.
Well, even out of practice, I mean, y'all produced a great product.
Yeah.
I mean, it spoke for itself. You look at the amount of views.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You look. Yeah. You look at the views. You look at the comments. Those tell you the progression of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And like I said, just looking at your progression from 6 years all the way up to now to an award winner and actual still making more movies, trying to produce a sequel to a big movie. I mean, those are some huge accomplishments. And even you didn't just keep it to you. You got your wife sitting up in that Joker acting too. I mean, It's remarkable.
And what's so cool about my lady, like the situation with her is that, like, you know, we've been together for a while, and this is like Future Soul was the first movie I physically had her in. I told her, we had a conversation about it. I told her, like, if I'm ever going to present a role to you, it's not going to be a typical role. It's going to be something very unique. Like, I don't like what the way I think is like if I'm giving somebody a role, it's something unique to them, and I don't want because people get typecast all the time. And we know that.
Oh yeah, all you gotta do is watch a black film.
Yeah, people get typecast all the time. So I try to do that with anyone I run across. I don't want to give them a role that you've been cast in like 20 other times. Like you're always a cop, or you're always the killer in the movie, or you're always the bad guy or something like that. Like people get typecast all the time, so gotta mix it up a little bit, give them a chance to do something different. So
move outside their comfort zone.
Yeah. It gives them a chance to exceed on at their range a bit. So I think beyond that too.
Well, I'll tell you, you do a good job of it.
I try. I definitely try.
I gotta tell you, you do a good job of it. So in Jacksonville, how do you feel like the Jacksonville film community is? Do you feel, in your opinion, that it's come in 2026? Do you feel like it's coming together, or do you feel like it's still like little pockets?
Slowly coming together. Like I would say when I started doing this stuff, like it was barely a film community here to begin with. It was barely there. It was just a handful of us. I mean, if I were to name a filmmaker that was doing as long as I have, or even longer, would be Chad Hendricks or Durden. Like I think they've been doing this for as long as I have. But so going from that to now, we have such a bigger film community now. But I feel like for the most part, people are starting to come together more than ever because, it's easier. Like a few years ago, people were more like teens, and it's cool to have circles and stuff. It's totally fine. But I feel like people are starting to cross over a little bit more this year.
So now they're starting to see that I don't have to be just on team A or team B. Right. There's actually a middle ground where I can come from over here, do what I need to do for you, and then leave from over there and go back over here and do what I need to do for them, and then you can work together.
Right, exactly. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think what makes it good is like the film festival, for example. Like Adam and Monique with the LOL Jackson Film Festival, for example. Like a lot of filmmakers come there. Lower Order, 48 Hour Film Festival, which me, Michael Jr. and Kia had did that for the first time last year. And those are where you'll see most of the filmmakers or the film community there. And that's when we take that opportunity with all network with each other. So eventually, they keep building up from there. We're all going to get to the point where we're all working together, but slowly but surely.
Well, once again, man, first of all, thank you for taking the invite to come out.
Thank you.
To be on the show.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, if there are you want to tell anybody out there where they can find you on your social media, let them know where they can get it with you.
Yes, sir. So I have a YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, but promote mostly on Instagram and Facebook here and there. But so Instagram is at Cast2Films. We also have a movie from Future Soul at Future Soul Movie. YouTube.com/LOS2K6. So a lot of my higher quality work is on there. And then I'm trying to think. I don't really use what they call it X now. I don't really use that, so I ain't gonna spill that. But if you do happen to find me on there, it's Cast2Films, also CAS2 Films.
All right. And with that being said, man, I want to thank you for being on here.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for that.
And I'm definitely going to have you back. So with that being said, as always, thank y'all for tuning into The Playground, where podcasters come to play. And now we having our movie day. We out.